Hello everybody. As we're approaching the holiday of Hanukkah, I decided to choose a topic which is a theme in Hanukkah, the concept of hoda'ah, of thanking Hashem. One of the main themes in Hanukkah is the concept of lahodot v'lahalel, to thank and to praise. And we're thanking Hashem for the nisim that He's done for us. I'd like to go more deeply into the concept of hoda'ah, understanding what it is to thank and how that works in interpersonal relationships, when we thank and appreciate things that people do for us, and how we thank and appreciate Hashem. So let's delve into it. The first thing I'd like to focus on is the word hoda'ah, lahodot v'lahalel. And really there's two basic directions for this word and two ways that we use it. We use it in the context of thanking, appreciating. Modeh ani lefanecha, we say every morning. Hapam odet Hashem, we're going to talk about that later, but Leah thanks Hashem when she calls her son Yehuda. And the whole concept of thanking. So, I'm thanking somebody for giving me something, and I'm being modeh. The other use of the word modeh and hoda'ah is from the concept of admitting something. Lahodot al ha'emet. Modeh al ha'emet, modeh al chov. It's when somebody admits to something. If I ask you, did you do this and this? And you say, yes, I did. So then you're admitting, and that's called lahodot al ha'emet. And it's the same word as lahodot, to thank, is lahodot, to admit. When somebody admits, somebody agrees that he owes somebody money, it's called modeh al ha'chov. To admit that I owe money. And again, it's that same lashon as modeh ani, thanking. So let's think about this for a second. What is the connection between appreciating and between admitting? And here I'd like to understand a little bit of the depth of this midah, and then we'll go into it. Really, to a certain extent, every time a person is thanking, he is subjugating himself to somebody else who's done something to him. And as we go deeper into this midah, we'll see that sometimes it's very hard for people to appreciate and to thank because they feel a little diminished by the thanking. And similarly, when somebody is modeh al ha'emet, when he admits to something he did, there's also a certain diminishing of self that takes place when somebody is doing that. If I ask you, did you do a mitzvah? And you said, yes, I did. That's not called being modeh al ha'emet because it wasn't difficult for you. But if I ask you if you broke my bicycle and you say, yes, I did, well then that's a little bit diminishing of self. It's embarrassing. And we all know that embarrassment is considered like a little taste of death, of murder when we embarrass other people. Therefore, when I'm modeh al ha'emet, when I admit something that I did that is difficult for me to admit, it's easier for me to live with the untruth or not tell you the embarrassing thing that I did. When I'm modeh al ha'emet, I'm diminishing myself a little bit in order to admit to the truth. The same thing is true when I return money that I owe you. If you gave me money, it's very easy for me to just put it in my pocket and slip it into my money. But the fact that I'm going to come back to you a few months later and pull that money out of my pocket and give it back to you is a little bit diminishing because I would love to just say it's mine, but I have to realize and give it back to you even though I kind of would like it to be part of me. So let's see this in the context of hakarat hatov, of appreciation. What's the diminishing aspect of hakarat hatov? What about it diminishes a person? So here I think we're going to get a little bit into the psychology of understanding what it is to appreciate somebody. Let's take it in an interpersonal relationship first. I'm new in the neighborhood, I moved in, and some new neighbor comes over, she knocks on my door, she hands me this beautiful dinner that she made for me in honor of my moving in. She introduces herself, and she brings me this gorgeous dinner. Now, people have different responses to this kind of a thing. Some people will just appreciate and say, thank you very, very much, and go on with their lives. Other people will go down in their mind, remember to give her dinner back. And then I'm kind of looking at what she's made for me, and I make a mental note of the amount of effort that was put into that dinner, and I make a mental note to find an opportunity to return exactly that same amount of effort. What is going on here? and what are the different attitudes that we have when we receive something. So the depth is like this. As long as I'm living my own independent world and you haven't given anything to me, I'm an independent operator. I don't owe anybody anything. I don't have to have relationships with anybody. The second that you give me something, and I have to be makir tov, I have to appreciate, I have to be modeh, I have to thank you, I'm really on a deep level, not just appreciating the thing you've done for me, but I'm appreciating a connection between us. And this is really the depth of where it gets difficult to appreciate. When you're giving me dinner, you're also opening up a connection between me and you. Now, basically, all Jews have connection, but when just on a metaphysical level, we're all connected. But when we give to each other, that's when we bring the connection out into the open.